Good morning. I know it's early. You don't know it's early, but I know it's early. It's actually right around 7 o'clock. I've got things to do today, so I had to put an actual shirt on because I have to go to the doctor appointment. But here's the deal. I didn't make a video yesterday. Day got away from me. I didn't really do any one-man's trash stuff. So I didn't really have anything to report, and then it got late, and before I realized it, boom, I didn't make a video. And I started thinking about, maybe it's not important. I got up this morning thinking the same, maybe it's not important, and then all of a sudden I thought, well, maybe working on the record isn't that important today, and I can put that off till tomorrow, and today I'll work on another thing. I do have to work on another thing, but I started to realize, this is like a diet or like a exercise plan, something that if you take a day off, you can start to think days off are better than days on. And honestly, when it comes to dieting or the gym or whatever, and I'm a gym rat, I do the gym too much. I love it. But if I take 2 days off in a row, I don't ever want to go back. And then I started thinking, okay, this motivational plan that I've been using with YouTube is exactly that. It's exactly the same thing as blowing a diet or just giving up on the gym. Because it's accountability. And that's how I'm using it. So I wanted to just pop in this morning and be accountable to myself, so that I don't lose sight of getting this record done, because it's easy to put this stuff aside when you're tired or you're not feeling well or whatever thing comes up. But I've got to stay focused on this idea. I have stopped eating sugar for like a month and 12 days now. And it's the very same thing. When my friend was in town, he picked up a pint of ice cream. It's in my freezer staring at me. I've got a couple of moon pies and Tootsie Pops that have been sitting in my kitchen that I just put in a container in the cabinet so I don't have to look at them all the time. But knowing that stuff is there, it should. I guess it shouldn't be an additional fight, and it's not, because I'm determined to not have sugar. But I caught myself the other night when I was feeling kind of down or lonely or whatever the feeling was, and I'm like, maybe some sugar would help. But first of all, when you haven't had sugar in a month and a half, it's going to be bright. It's going to have a lot of treble in it, and I might get a little bit amped up. Who knows? But it's going to be overwhelming. But as soon as I start allowing myself to eat that stuff, then, and I'm choosing this, so it's not a struggle, because I want to not eat sugar because I eat it like a psycho. So when I choose to not eat it, it's not tempting to have it sitting in there looking at me until I have an emotional moment or whatever. And then, just like this, making this video, I'm like, it's not important. I could never do it again, and it would affect no one. But then I'm realizing, no, it's allowing me to let this not be important and to let this record sort of move to the back burner. So that's why I popped in this morning early to give myself a good talking to again. But on the bright side, I do have things to report now, because I talked to Manny yesterday afternoon. We found a guy who can do some New Orleans style drumming, which is kind of tricky. And then we've got a piano player lined up to do some Leon Russell kind of vibe. So we're making progress, like snooping around to get the right cats to play on the record. Pedal steel player too. Wink, wink, look out. That means we're going to get down and dirty. So that's what's going on. We are making progress on the record. I'm not sure what I'm going to get done today, because I've got to run to the doctor, and then I've got this other project to do. But I picked up my electric guitar for the first time in a couple of weeks yesterday and realized I am incapable of operating that device. So I have to practice. And what I've do when I'm working on these tracks is I just practice the thing that I'm going to be recording and kind of stay focused on that. So I'm going to jump back in and grab an electric today and start working on that. I'm still set up for acoustics, and I've got one more acoustic song to track. But maybe I need to take a little break. I'm getting a little crazy. So that's the game plan. I am going to keep myself on track and keep myself motivated. I'm staying off the sugar and I'm staying on the record. And that's part of what this is staying on the record about staying on the record, if you know what I mean. So that's the game plan. Thank you for watching and hanging out and not liking and not subscribing. Whatever. This really is a fun thing to do, and this helps me to get back on track. I can feel it already that I'm refocusing on this record, so maybe there's a way you can utilize something similar to get yourself motivated to do a thing. Either way, rock forth.